Friends, good morning. I hope you all are enjoying your classes this way. Last lecture, I have discussed a letter to God, part 1. Today, we will start with the part 2, the whole lesson explanation. Okay. Okay, so this is the first paragraph. The house, the only one in the entire valley, sat on the crest of a low hill. From this height, one could see the river and the field of ripe corn, dotted with the flowers that always promised a good harvest. Here he says that Lancho the farmer lived on the only house that was there on the top of a hill. The hill was low heighted. From there, a river and a ready to harvest cornfield were visible. The field belonged to Lancho, and he had the utmost confidence that the harvest would reap great profits. The only thing the earth needed was a downpour or at least a shower. Throughout the morning, Lancho, who knew his field intimately, had done nothing else but see the skies towards the northeast. Now he knew that the only thing that he awaited was rainfall. In this hope, he spent an entire morning gazing at the sky in the northeast directions from where a drizzle was expected to shower on his field. Next paragraph. Now we are really going to get some water, woman. The woman who was preparing supper replied, "Yes, God willing." The older boys were working in the field while the smaller ones were playing near the house until the woman called to them all, "Come for dinner." It was during the meal that, just as Lancho had practiced it, big drops of rain began to fall. In the northeast, huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. The man, while looking at the sky confidently, tells his wife that they are going to have a rain shower, to which the lady replies by saying, "Only if everything happens as they everything happens as they hoped and expect." Their elder children were working at the field and the younger ones were playing near the house when Lancho's wife calls everyone for dinner. It's during that time drops of rain being fall, hereby proving the farmer's predictions to be true. The air was fresh and sweet. The man went out for no other reason than to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body, and when he returned, he exclaimed, "These aren't raindrops falling from the sky, they are new coins. The big drops are 10 cents pieces, and the little ones are fives." Now, Lancho goes out of the house to take pleasure in feeling the droplets on his body. He refers to these drizzles as coins, large droplets being equivalent to 10 cents and the smaller ones 5 cents. He says so because these raindrops would ensure a good crop, which would eventually get them a lot of money, and with the help of that money he can feed his family throughout the year. So Lancho discussed this raindrop as a money because of this raindrop he will have a good crop in his field, and he can earn more money, and with the help of that money he can feed his family. So that is why Rancho called the drop of rain as a new coins. With this satisfied expression, he regarded the field of ripe corn with its flowers, draped in a curtain of rain. But suddenly a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. This truly did resemble new silver coins. The boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls. Regarded means consider or think of in a specific way. Draped, D-R-A-P-E-D, draped means add on, cover or wrap someone or something which is covered by something, that is called draped. Hailstone, hailstone, here a pallet of a hail. Resemble, have a similar appearance to or a qualities in a common with someone or something. Look or seem like. Exposing means make something visible by uncovering it or reveal something. On seeing everything go as expected, Lancho reflected upon the field and the flowers covered with the droplets which seemed as if they were wrapped in a curtain. Unexpectedly, strong winds started blowing, leading to a hailstorm. Satirically, the writer refers to these pallets of frozen rain as a new silver coin. The innocent boys came playful and went out in the rain to play and collect this hailstone which looked like frozen pearls. Now, he need a good downpour of a rain, but as we all know that the heavy rain also harmful for this crop, and this small and very much pleasure rain come into the hailstorm, and now the things are become more unnatural for Lancho because this hailstorm comes and it will destroy his farm. It's really getting bad now, exclaimed the man. I hope it passes quickly. It did not pass quickly. For an hour the hail rained on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, on the whole valley. The field was white as if covered with salt. Now, the farmer now starts worrying and hopes that the storm gets over quickly, which to his utmost disappointment. But it won't happen. The hailstones covered the entire valley, including the house, the garden, hillside, and the cornfield of the Lancho. It made everything look so white that it seems as if it was covered in a salt. Now the hailstorm come and the whole corn crop was the whole cornfield was destroyed by this heavy storm. Not a leaf remained on the trees. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lancho's soul was filled with sadness. When the storm had passed, he stood in the middle of the field and said to his sons, a plug of locusts would have left more than this. The hail has left nothing. This year we will have no corn. That night was a sorrowful one. All our work for nothing. There is no one who can help us. We will all go hungry this year. Now, this plug a destructively numerous inflow or multiplication of a harmful animals infestations. Locusts is insects which fly in a big groups and destroy the crop. So this plug and locusts both are destructively harmful for this crop. Now Lancho became stressed and disappointed as everything went against the plan. The trees had shed their leaves, corns were smashed, and the flowers had also fallen from their plants. While standing in the withered fields, he conveyed his dismay and sorrow to his sons by commenting that the effect of this storm proved to be worse than to the crop, destroying insects. All their hard work had gone in vain. He felt helpless as no corn had been left and feared that they might have to starve this time. Now his field is totally destroyed. So now he has nothing to sell. He has nothing to sell and get money in back. So he very disappointedly explained his son that now we have to starve all this year because we don't have crop, so we don't have money, and our all hard work will go in vain because this hailstorm get ruined everything. But in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope: help from God. Don't be so upset, even though this seems like a total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. That's what they say. No one dies of hunger. Now, solitary means existing alone, lonely. Even after everything had gone southwards, means gone wrong. Southward means gone wrong. The family still had hope in their hearts of hearts. They had faith in the Almighty even after nothing was left. They gave each other support and recalled a saying which assures that no one ever dies of starvation. આપણા ગુજરાતીમાં કહેવત છે ને કે ભગવાન છે ભૂખ્યો ઉઠાડે છે પણ ભૂખ્યો સુવાડતો નથી. સો દે ઓલ હેવ અ હોપ ઇન ગોડ દેટ ઓકે એવરીથિંગ ઇઝ ગોઈંગ ટુ બી ફાઇન. Almighty God is there to help everyone, and our faith, their faith has in God. So they said that don't worry, God will help us. And Lancho has a full hope in God. He is a faithful man, as we can say that. All through the night, Lancho thought only of his one hope, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. Lancho was an ox of a man, working like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. The following Sunday, at daybreak, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God. Conscience means an inner sense of right and wrong. Ox of a man it means hard working person. Daybreak, the time in the morning when daylight first appears. Okay, now Lancho spent his entire night thinking of the only options left, and that was to seek the help of God, who he had been informed has its eyes and ears everywhere. He thought of writing a letter to God conveying his grievances. Now he decided that okay, I will write down letter to God and I will give information, or I will suggest, or rather than I will explain my whole situation, and he is the only one who can help everybody in the world, who is not seen though he can see everything which is happening on the earth. And then he decided to write a letter to God by conveying his grievances, his problems. He wants to write about that. Despite spending all these years working at the farm, he still knew how to write. Though he was a very hard-working farmer, but still he knew how to write. He started writing on the Sunday morning and thought of mailing it himself by going to the town. He started writing at the very morning of Sunday, and he thought that he himself mailing this letter by going to the town. God, he wrote, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to show my field again and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm. He wrote to God on the envelope, put the letter inside, and still troubled, went to town. At the post office, he placed the stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. Now, very innocently, he addresses God, and he wrote down in this letter that he communicated his poverty stricken situation and mentioned that he needed 100 pesos to regenerate the crops along with the surviving until they are ready to harvest. On the envelope, he wrote to God then at the post office placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. Very innocently, Lencho have a full faith, so he wrote a letter to God, and he wrote that he need 100 pesos, so he expect that God will send him 100 pesos, and with that pesos uh, he will started his new harvesting, as well as he can also run his family uh, for the upcoming next year. And then he placed the stamp on the letter and sent it to the or places it into the mailbox. One of the employee who has postman who was a postman and also helped at the post office went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. Never in his career as a postman had he known that addresses. The postmaster, a fat, amiable fellow, also broke out laughing, but almost immediately he turned serious and tapping the letter on his desk, commented, What faith? I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter. Starting up a correspondence with a God. Now come with this hard words. The amiable means friendly and pleasant. Correspondence means a communication by exchanging letters with someone. Okay, now a postman who was also an employee of the post office noticed Lancho's letter and showed it to the postmaster. They both felt amused, but the postmaster, who was fat and friendly, immediately developed a sense of seriousness. He was astounded at the amount of a faith Lancho has in God and wishes he had the same. Now, what happened? As we all know that there is a no particular address of God, so where he sent this letter to God? So first they laugh on the laugh for the innocence of the Lancho, and then he becomes serious that how much what is the faith, and if Lancho has this much faith in God, then we should try to maintain this faith of God. And then the starting up correspondence, man who write this letter and starting up correspondence with God where there is no chance to reach this letter, and they wish that this faith will always be the same in Lancho forever. So in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea. Answered the letter, but when he opened it, it was evident that to answer it he needed something more than goodwill, ink and paper. But he stuck to his resolution. He asked for money from his employees. He himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. Now, goodwill means friendly and helpful or cooperative feelings or attitude. Resolution, a firm decision to do or not to do something. And obligement, grateful. Now, with a good intentions, the postmaster read the letter and thought of replying to it, because if he is not replying, then God will definitely not replying, and the faith of Lancho was one day ended, and this he doesn't want. So he thought to reply to it so as to keep the writer's belief intact. But the writer expected the reply in a different way that could not be fulfilled with pen, paper and morals or just for the ink, because farmer demanded for 100 pesos for their livelihood, and the farmer had demanded for 100 pesos. The postmaster, along with his colleagues and a few friends who were more than willing to donate for a good cause, collected a pool of money to help Lancho. Because if he wants to write an answer, then he also fulfill the demand of Lancho. Then and then he believed that okay, God helped him. So he also collect money from his colleagues as well as from his friend, and he also donate some part of his salary and collect some pesos to give it to the Lancho. Despite his best efforts, he was only able to collect an amount not more than half of what was required. He then addressed it to Lancho along with a letter which was undersigned by God. He tried a lot, but he won't be able to collect the 100 pesos he needs, but he tried to collect, and then he sent that money to Lancho, and he undersigned the letter by God. The following Sunday, Lancho became a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed, looked on from his office. Lancho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. Such was his confidence, but he became angry when he counted the money. God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lancho what he had requested. Contentment means satisfaction. Next Sunday, Lancho came looking for the reply a bit earlier than expected. The postman handed him the letter, waiting to see him joyful and surprised, while the postmaster, feeling satisfied, oversaw it from his office. On the contrary, the farmer got disheartened on seeing that the money was less than what he asked for. His faith is still undeterred, and he believed that God cannot make such a mistake. As we all know that postmaster and their colleague are not able to collect such a money which Lancho demand. So next Sunday, Lancho came earlier for the reply of the God. Postmaster handed the postman handed that letter from God, and postmaster also seeing from his office that how he and all the staff member did a very good and joyful act to give someone satisfaction. He opened the letter, but he won't find the full amount, and his faith is still unbreakable, and he thought that God cannot make mistake, and he has know that how much money he has demanded. Immediately, Lancho went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his brow, caused by the efforts he had to make to express his ideas. When he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp, which he licked and then affixed to the envelope with a blow of his fist. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. It said, God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest, since I need it very much. But don't send it to me through the mail because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Lancho. Now, on being disappointed, he started looking for ink and paper to write a letter to God again. While writing, his eyebrows got curled out of his concentrations with which he has drafting a new request. As it shows the body language of the person, it suggests that okay, he is again in a tension, or again in a kind of a ambiguous situation. Okay, on completing, he affixed it with a stamp. As soon as he dropped into the mailbox, the postmaster took it out to read it. Lancho complained that he had only received 30 pesos and he is really in need of the remaining amount. He doubted the integrity and honesty of the post office employees and suggested that the money should not be sent via post because he doubted that the staff at the post office must have stolen the missing amount. Now he faithfully know that God cannot do any mistake, so he think that these post office post office employees post office employees so he dropped the letter and asked God not to send this money, the remaining money, via this mail, because he thought that this post post office employees are post office employees are not good, or they are crook kind of a personalities. So here the conversation or your lesson is completed. Here we come across that the immense faith in God of Lancho will teach us that if you have faith in your God, then never ever shiver that in your hard time. Whatever happen, it doesn't matter, but your faith will be steady as always. If you are seeing hard time in your life, it doesn't matter, your God is not with you, but your hard time is there to make you strong and capable enough. I hope you understand the lesson. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you get the idea that hard work is the only key of success and faith is always a stable or a strong one that no one can shake that. Enjoy your day. Bye bye.